Okay, so we just finished writing our notes in our math journals, and you're going to recognize that these problems are really similar to what we already discussed, right? So when I look at my problem, let's read the problem. Ready? For 53,000 rounded to the nearest what?
10,000.
Oh, one more time.
10,000.
Good. So I'm rounding to the nearest. Let's underline it.
10,000.
And remember, I underline my place value so that I don't forget which one, because I'm going to any place value on these. Now, my strategy before was that I would look at my place value, and instead of underlining it over here on the number, I'm going to rewrite it out to the side, 53,000. I do that just because the number written down is a lot, what? Smaller, and it's easy to lose track. Now, once I have looked at my place value, I'm rounding to the nearest 10,000. I'm going to start in the ones place and count to the 10,000s. Ready? Ones, tens, hundreds, 10,000s. There we go, right there. And I underline it. Now, according to my place value here, on my place value chart, or sorry, my vertical number line, not my chart, excuse me. So, if I'm using my vertical number line, I'm going to be counting by 10,000s, right? So if I'm counting by 10,000s, I can write this digit down, count my zeros, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I know that it is 50,000. What's the next 10,000? What's the next 10,000? 50,000, 60,000. Good. Halfway between, I'm going to go over to the next place value, which is in the thousands. And I know that that's going to be a 5. So it's going to be 55,000. So it's going 50, 55, 60. Now, once I have this down, I'm trying to figure out where this 53 is going to fall on my number line. Place that dot there now. Where would 53 fall? So if you marked it correct, you should have that 51, 52, 53. That's 54, then the 55. So I know that this is 53,000. So it's closest to 50 or 60?
50.
50. 50,000 is my answer. Get it?
Got it.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and pause. Okay, eyes up. So we paused it just for a second. Everybody eyes up, eyes up, eyes up. Here we go. I have 240,000 rounded to the nearest.
100,000.
Ooh, we were in 10,000. Now we're in the 100,000. So I underlined it. Now I'm going to write my number out to the 240,000. I count my place values. Count my place values with me. Ready? Ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s. There's my 100,000s because I know that that's where I'm rounding to. So let's practice counting by 100,000. Let's start at 100,000. 100,000, 200,000, 300,000, 400,000, 500,000, 600,000, 700,000, 800,000, 900,000, 1 million, right? Because that 9, I can't put a 10 in that place value. The 1 goes over into the millions. Get it?
Got it.
Okay, so if I'm counting by what? 100,000s. What's the 100,000s value? 2. So this is 200. What's the next 100,000?
300,000.
Now, 200,000, 300,000. In the middle, my 5 has to go into the next place value. That place value is the what? 10,000s. So 250,000. 200, right? 50, the next 100. Because what's half of 100? 50, right? So that's why that's my halfway point. On your vertical number line, place your dot where it belongs. Do that now. Okay, so if I was placing my dot, 200,000, 210,000, 220,000, 230,000, 240,000, 250. Now my number was 240,000, so my dot would go right there. Is it closer to 200 or 300,000? 200,000. So the correct answer should be written on the line. Now, the rest of your assignment, let's talk about that really fast. Finish writing that. On your problem set, you will notice that, let's look at B. 42,708. Rounded to the nearest what?
10,000.
Similar to A. 449,019. Rounded to the nearest?
100,000.
See how we're skipping around?
Yes.
So it's helpful to use that strategy of what place am I rounding
2.
to? Get it?
Got it.
Okay. Now, erase really fast. You'll notice that on C, here we're rounding to the nearest what? 10,000. And this other C, we're rounding to the what? Nearest 1,000. These are going to get a little bit trickier. Get it? Now, flip over to the back. On these word problems, what is my strategy for a word problem? Think about it. What is always Mrs. Bell's strategy for a word problem? Help me out. We write down what we know. We have to write down what we know. So I never just read it. I write down as I go. This helps me stay really organized. So automatically I see a number. Do you agree?
Yes.
Okay. So you're following along with me. I have 975,462. What? Songs. Now, my strategy for looking at this word problem is that I also may underline some things within that problem as I go. So round this number to the nearest 100,000. Ooh, I'm definitely It goes off a little bit to the side, but that's okay. 100,000, I'm going to underline that. To estimate how many songs were downloaded in one day. Now, this is how many actual songs were downloaded in one day. But I want to make an estimate of how many by rounding to the nearest 100,000. Use a to show your work. So I'm going to have to use a number line. That's what my number lines have always looked like. Can I just draw that number line?
Yes.
And not put anything on it?
No.
No, I have to actually use it how I was using it previously. Get it? Okay. I'd like you to go ahead and fill in the spots on the number line to show how you would round this number to the nearest 100,000. Get it?
Got it.
Do that now. I'm going to stop it. What we did is we worked with our partners to explain where those numbers would go on our number line. I love doing that because you really get to practice being the teacher instead of just this is the answer, right?
Yeah.
So if I'm rounding to the nearest 100,000, I have 900. That's a cough. 900,000. Ooh, that's why we did that counting. 900,000. What's the next 100,000? 1 million. Because I know, better count my zeros. I know that this is the 100,000s, but I can't put 10 there, right?
Yes.
The 0 has to go, and then it goes into the next place value. Because 100,000 equals 1 million. Get it? See how this all starts adding together and why we have to have that foundation? So I'm looking at this and I say, okay, what is halfway between? That would be 950,000.
462 in since you have the number on 950.
I didn't write the number out to the side, but I already did it over here.
No, like I mean, don't you have to put a 950,462? 462.
Hold on for me really fast. Okay? Now I'm looking at it and I say, okay, on this number line, where would my number fall? I have 900s, then I have 7 10,000s. So that's 50,000. So 950,000, 960,000, 908,000, 990,000, 1 million. So 75, 60, 70 is probably going to fall somewhere in the middle here. So is it closer to, by using my vertical number line, is it closer to 90, or not, excuse me, 900,000 or 1 million?
1 million.
It's closer to 1 million. And I went ahead and wrote my answer down here because even though I could circle it up here, I always like to rewrite it. Now, remember, yesterday we worked on rounding just to the thousands. Today we're rounding to any place value, but primarily the 10,000s and the 100,000s. Remember what your goal is when you go on to numbers 4 and number 5. If you look down at those problems, you're going to have to use some of those same strategies with the number lines. What I'd like you to do now is I'd like you to finish up the problems from the previous page that you have not finished and the problems on this page. Get it?
Got it.
Then we're going to go over those and grade them before you do your homework. Get it?
Got it.
Go ahead.